MacVoices at NAB 2026. MacVoices is at NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, one of my stops at any show is always the SmallRig booth, because I'm talking to you on a rig that has a bunch of SmallRig stuff. In fact, the rig itself is a SmallRig rig. And so Manny is going to talk about a little bit about the company and some of the things, a very small percentage, because Manny, if we talked about everything, we'd be here all day.
I would probably have to establish an encyclopedia for you of everything that we've ever produced and that we produce. Everybody knows us as like a rigging accessories brand for, like for example, for on your smartphone. But before the idea of even using a smartphone as a secondary camera, a backup camera, or even as a main camera, that idea was taboo. It was, it was just strange. But somebody wanted it, somebody asked for it, we did it, and boom, it skyrocketed. And the world that we live in now, because I love the fact that I can now say back in my day, like if you wanted to shoot professional video, you had to have like a ginormous Arri, a Red, or even a film camera, because, the DSLR itself was breaking through and there wasn't much support there. We're talking back like, 2013, 2010. That is actually when SmallRig started. SmallRig started off with a couple brothers who found out that in the camera accessories world, people needed hardware, so they started just by producing screws and whatnot, replacing hardware. But then they realized that the interchangeable DSLR mirrorless camera was becoming something more of like a common use product to achieve a more cinematic look, or more like a movie-like look, to add that production value to your image. So the first product that we ever produced a dedicated cage for, because we started off with the universal cage and the universal rigging hardware. The very first dedicated camera cage we ever did was for the Sony A5700. That's a dinosaur now.
Yeah, really.
It really is. But that was our very first cage we ever produced, and those cameras were selling like crazy. And then from there, people are like, oh, well, why would I need to do this? Well, the basis of a rig itself, kind of like what you have right here right now, you would understand that a cage, it enables and it expands the ergonomics, the control, and the robust, how should I say, malleable, configuration for your camera. It lets you do anything. So you can now mount your camera to, a car, to a door, a shelf, whatever, the ceiling. And you don't need dedicated stands or dedicated hardware that's just specifically niche for that. Because at SmallRig, what we've done is we've gotten the idea of how can we make, for example, a cage or a cheese plate or handles or whatever it may be, so that you can mount your camera anywhere. And so that's where we started to grow. But then from there, we started to expand. We are now known as one of the leading brands in the industry, leading brands for batteries, for tripods. We're entering the lighting world. We are also leading. We're one of the industry leaders for small mobile phone accessories, action cam accessories. And I mean, there was a couple brothers over 10 years ago who were starting off with screws, who are now literally shaking and making moves in an entire industry. You say the word content creator, filmmaker, and you would start to think certain things. However, one of the greatest things that we have been able to see, because one of our biggest core mottos within, or not necessarily mottos, but one of our core beliefs within the country is being able to provide any and every creator with professional grade configurations without having to pay the niche configuration prices. And so those brothers listen to customers, and we still listen to customers to this day. We have Instagram channels, we have Facebook channels, Reddit channels, we have dedicated channels of where we reach out to the customers. We want to hear, what would you like improved? What would you like to happen? We've gotten to the point where we now have programs like the code design program, the Dream Rig program. If you wanted to rig out a microphone like what you're holding now, and you're like, hey, I have this design idea, you can design it with our team, and they will make it customized for you. It might be a one-off, it might be a one or two, or it might be a product that if we when we make it, after we do some market research, we're like, hey, there's some money to be made here. It's your idea. Would you like to join us in a business venture to do this. We've also opened up the opportunities to not just create products for creators, but to create products with creators so that, we can just keep making and growing the creative world on how we create as creators. Yeah.
And the story is fascinating, and I did not know at least part of it. But what has always struck me since the first SmallRig product I got is, okay, you look at it, it's like, I don't know, I'll try it. And there's nothing cheap about any of it. The prices are very reasonable, but the quality is there. I mean, I would not want to try to bend the rig that I have because, well, I'm going to bend first. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely.
And so much of the gear that I have, I've been super satisfied with. And once I start with SmallRig, I kind of I come back to you because the odds are pretty good that you're going to have what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. So one of the core things that I've realized is that everybody has this conception of like cheap products, right? You pay little for it, it's not going to last for you. Whereas what we've done is we've made that true. However, we don't like to use the word cheap. We like to say inexpensive because we have quality products that you will, like you said, you're going to come back for it. The other thing is our customer service is there that, let's be real, anything and everything that is made can be broken. And if it does, we have RMA services within the United States and also globally. If you miss a screw, you lose a screw, you contact us, we'll find a way to get it to you. You need you need to replace something, it's within a warranty system, we get it, we fix it for you as fast as we can, because not just do we listen to our customers, we want to make sure that we're there for our customers. And so when you're spending a couple $100s on metal to save a couple $100,000s of electronics, thousands of dollars in electronics, we want you to know that, hey, we want you to be there with us so that we can be there with you. And at the same time, it's not just like, hey, thank you for buying this one-off $2,000-$3,000 product and you use it once or twice, No, like I was saying earlier, we want to give you high-end products at an affordable rate.
So we're in front of a camera that I think has a lot of your stuff here.
Absolutely.
I'll let you talk about what the pieces that are really important, because I guess everything's important.
So, starting literally from the bottom of the base, we're sitting on our PH8 high-end photo head. A lot of video heads, they come with the fluid drag controls. This one has gone up a little bit higher in what it can do. It now has six stops of counterbalance with up to 8 kilograms of counterbalance support. So what that means is, once you loosen this up and you're to tilt it and let it go, as you can see right now, it's not properly balanced. As we go up, I'm going to go past our VCT plate and I'm going to go to our shoulder rig plate. What I can do is I can use and adjust the positioning of the balance of my rig so that whenever I leave it there, see, it's still a little bit back heavy. I'm able to make these adjustments, whereas before, a lot of products that were available on the market were stuck to what you get out of the box is what you got. Whereas we have always wanted to assist and create creators where it's like, okay, cool. This is a very heavy build.
Oh yeah.
We're looking at a FX6 with a anamorphic zoom cinema lens, which is very heavy on its own, and then we're also having a really big beefy 220 watt hour V-mount battery on the back. It's not a very light build, but for you to be able to adjust a tripod head so that it could just sit there without you having to lock it makes a huge difference. Balance is the name of the game when it comes down to rigging. And then when it comes down to operating, it makes a huge difference because maybe you want the counterbalance to assist you with pans and tilts. It's there to add that extra weight if you're below the weight tolerances to assist you. So we've all had that moment that when we move the tripod, it like has that jump or that jitter. To help you get rid of that, we've added the counterbalance assistance so that you can use it and play off of it to add more of a professional, dynamic, smooth action to your movement.
Very nice. Very nice.
And what I was talking about earlier, one of our main biggest selling products is, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this a little bit so we can get a good shot of this, is our V-mount batteries. Our V-mount batteries, we started off with 99 watt hours, and then we started producing smaller 50 watt hours, and then we've gone up all the way up to 221 watt hours. And so why this is important, there's a lot of V-mount batteries on the market now, but before, the industry standard in the United States for a battery of this capacity for a build like this would be the gold mount. Well, around the world, the gold mount is not the standard as much as it is here in the United States, it's the V-mount. And so when we started to produce a V-mount batteries back then were a bit of a luxury item. Like if you had a V-mount, it's like, oh, like you're a serious professional. But you also had to have a dock to charge it, or you had to, if you wanted to go with the economic option, you would have like the little DTAP plug-in block. And sometimes they weren't, you know, how should I say, reliable. So what we did is we were one of the very first manufacturers to produce a V-mount battery that is chargeable via USB-C. But not just is it chargeable via USB-C, it also outputs USB-C PD power out. So all of our V-mount batteries from the 50 watt all the way up to our latest 221s can provide you enough PD power out to run a MacBook in the field. So you no longer need that big chunky block and the cable. You can run portable off of one of our batteries on your workstation. And if you need to charge it, you no longer have to also carry a big bulky dual dock, quad dock charger. As long as you have a PD power compatible cable and block rated for up from 65 watt hours on up, I would highly recommend 100 watt hours on up. You can charge these batteries from dead zero all the way to 100% within 2.5 hours.
That's impressive. That's, that's if you're driving a MacBook for that long.
Just to give you a sense of numbers, I ran a 99 watt hour battery on my Asus, an older Asus gaming laptop. I downloaded 6K red raw footage that I've shot, transcoded it to ProRes LT and ProRes proxies. I also made a 1 minute 4K timeline, color graded said timeline, exported said 4K timeline, and I still had 30% battery on my 99 watt hour battery. Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, yes.
Very nice.
Oh, yes.
Very nice. And this, now we're talking about some of the pro level stuff here, but you know, you have a lot of stuff for people at my level.
Oh, yes. So we've actually started growing more into the what we like to call like the consumer electronic range of users, you know, individuals with mobile phones, action cameras. And I'm going to reach over real quick to just grab this so we can put it into camera. Our lighting accessories. We were playing around with the 400 watt range, 450 watt range lights for a while. They're very high end, very expensive, very extremely punchy. It's sometimes just too much. Well, too much for what the average, you know, user would need or want. And then from there, we started making, like, as you can see back here and within our booth, we started making like 60 watts, 100 watts. And then we've also dropped down to 5 watts. And right now, one of our hottest selling lights is our RF10C. What I have here is the new upgraded RF20C. This thing weighs less than 19 grams. It's able to produce a very punchy light, and it's also able to be shaped with adjustable shutters, and it also takes its own gobo cutouts, so you can make shapes, you can make circles, you could even shape this to be the perfect square shape. So like maybe you wanted to showcase a painting or an article or something on the wall or something on the table for tabletop stuff, right? Sometimes we flood a big light with a softbox and then everything's evenly lit, but you only wanted to light that one item. You can get down to that precise product with this and the optical modifier, and this is running for like $80 US. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It has its own integrated battery. On a full charge at full output, you're looking at about an hour and a half of runtime. However, if you're, you know, if you're not needing the whole 20 watts, you can run up to about, if I'm not mistaken, you're looking at just over 3.5 hours on the low end mode.
I did not know about this till right now.
Yes, this was actually designed to be a wedding videographer light, specifically for that niche. But like what I was telling you earlier, we've gotten to the point where we're known for being in almost every niche. This has been rocking the independent content creator, the video, the music video filmmaker, the commercial filmmaker, the tabletop food content creator type of individuals. This is in almost every niche now when it was just designed for the wedding filmmaker.
That's great. And
oh, yeah.
I love the little gobo. I mean, that just makes it.
Oh, yeah. And so remember when I was talking about earlier how we've also made kind of like we started working into like the co-design and dream rig programs. We're actually looking to start a new program for this, where if you have a specific design that you would like cut out for this, you could send us the design and we'll cut out the gobo for you. And when you order this, we'll see if we can ship it with or if it'll just be a specialty shipped item.
Wow. So you do the whole deal. I can send you my logo, and you can ship me that with the logo ready to go, ready to fire up on the wall.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Very nice. Very nice. I listen. You got other people to talk to, and there are a million things here. But thank you so much for the time.
Absolutely.
It's great to meet you.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And yeah, I got to go shopping.
Absolutely. If you want to go shopping, go to smallrig.com. Go to your major local retailers. But if you ever want more information, I do run the smallrig.us Instagram account. I do one-on-ones. If you're trying to make a custom build, or if you just want questions about anything, feel free to reach out to us. We're always listening, and we're always here for you guys.
Manny, thank you so much.
Chuck.
Good to meet you.
Yes, sir.
Folks, more from NAB in Las Vegas. I'm Chuck Joyner. Yes, I'm blown away. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.